Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Bank. Get out there. Big Frig, a way of life. Frank's Butcher Shop, Wyoming born, raised and shipped to your door. And by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. I'm your host, Alan Treadwell. On this episode, we head out to Tennessee to check out a massive custom-built home sitting on a 20-acre lake with a brand new barn, shooting range, and so much more. Before heading over to a beautiful ranch in Colorado, where you can enjoy wildlife, incredible Colorado scenery, and access to over 100,000 acres of national forest land. And while we showcase a few select listings on each episode, Hayden Outdoors has hundreds of properties from coast to coast listed on HaydenOutdoors.com. Now let's head out to Montana to meet up with Daryl and Sarah Stevenson on their cattle ranch where their family has been living and working since the turn of the 20th century.
It is so often overused, but the fact is, I can honestly say that we are living the dream. We get to do what we do every day with each other. Our love for the land and our love for these cattle has given us a life and an opportunity to create a life for our kids that is second to none. I couldn't imagine any other better place to be.
Hey guys.
How are you? Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us out. You guys out here looking at the new babies, I see.
Absolutely.
One of these looks like a couple months old.
Yep. We just wrapped up calving here about a week ago. These calves, the oldest ones, will be pushing 60 days old, and now we're just getting ready to process, give them their calfhood vaccinations and branding here in the next week or so. Historically, our entire life, we would have calved a little bit earlier in January and February, but with our move over here, we backed up to work with Mother Nature.
Yeah.
So April, May is much preferred.
Oh yeah.
It's just a lot easier on the cattle. They're in better condition. My great-grandparents would have came to Montana before the turn of the 20th century and settled for good. I think it was 1904. The first piece of land actually wasn't procured until the early 30s, and then the registered Angus cattle came into operation in the late 40s. And since that time, my family and my cousins and siblings, that's what we do.
Well guys, if you don't mind, let's take a little ride around and look at the herd.
Absolutely.
I'd love to see the place.
Love to show you.
All right. What an amazing family history. It's so clear when you talk to Daryl and Sarah that they're passionate about these cattle and every part of caring for this land.
This is a big, vast mountain valley. Winters can be tough, and so we try to work with Mother Nature, try to work alongside the wildlife and the natural growing season and calving this spring season. So it's working pretty good. And this place never slows down. We'll move into a breeding season and take care of a lot of that work. Synchronization programs with a lot of AI work and embryo transplant. And then we'll move into haying season. Pretty typical ranches in this area.
What's it like being on a ranch with your family? I mean, just living in God's creation with your family.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for anything more, actually. I love spending time outdoors, having something new to do every day, waking up and One day I get to tend to the flowers, and the next day I get to ride my horse in the mountains, and the next day we're working cows. And not everybody is like Daryl and I were. We're like side-by-side partners working.
Well, we sure appreciate you having us out today, and thank you for your time and sharing your lovely piece of the world. I've had such a great time here on the Stevenson Ranch, and I've learned so much from them. Next, we get to hear more from Daryl and Sarah about their own family history and exactly how much it means for them to live life on the land.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Big Frig, a way of life.
Hiring?
Let's go.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Frank's Butcher Shop, Wyoming born, raised, and shipped to your door.
Now let's head out to Tennessee to take a look at an incredible property that Agent Brandon Pendergrass has listed, Luxury Lakeshore Estate.
That one's pulling pretty hard. So that's pretty good. On a place like this in Tennessee, I mean, it really doesn't get much better. I know this property's got some really good hunting too, and about 100 acres here that I know it's got some good deer and turkeys and all that, but that's just that's something you can catch right there just about all year. That's a lot of fun. A lake like this right out your back door set up really good just for family and friends and kids.
I'm Brandon Pendergrass. Today we're in Tennessee. What I like to think is a little slice of heaven in Tennessee. This place is really incredible. We're in Chester County, which is more western Tennessee, just about 30 minutes south of Jackson, Tennessee, and about 2 hours west of Nashville. Really pretty part of the state, and really not far to Memphis as well. You can see right behind me there's about a 20-acre lake that sits right out the back door of this home. We actually fished a little bit this morning just because I couldn't handle it very long. I've been here a couple times, but I hadn't really got to fish, and I'd made maybe 15 casts and caught 12 or 13 fish, so definitely a lot of fish in there. A couple really good ones. All the fish looked really healthy. It's got a big dock just over my right shoulder here too. That's real big and great for entertaining, cookouts, that kind of thing. There's two lifts on it actually for two jet ski lifts on the dock as well. The property sits on really nice rolling terrain. A lot of deer and turkey here. As I mentioned, a lot of fish in the lake right here behind me. As we were fishing this morning, we actually saw a bald eagle perched up here right behind us in one of the trees. That's always really cool to see. It's a really, really nice property. Highway frontage on the front side with a gated entrance and just a paved driveway coming down. And then as you roll over the last little hill, you see the house that sits right here, which is incredible to say the least. It's 5 bedrooms, 4 full baths, 3 half baths, well over 7,000 square feet of living space. It's a really incredible house. So as soon as you walk in the front doors of this house, you're just wowed. It's really incredible. The detail is incredible. All the finishes are top notch. As soon as you walk in, you kind of take a right and you go right into this giant kitchen with the best of appliances and finishes. The living room and the dining room and everything's kind of right there together. Great for entertaining. Lots of room for lots of guests, family, friends, that kind of thing. There are a couple bar areas in the house which is great, you know, for having friends over and watching the game and just talking and socializing, that kind of thing. As I mentioned, there are multiple bedrooms all throughout the house on the main floor and the top floor. One of my favorite rooms out of the entire place is the theater room. Just up the hill from the house, they just added a beautiful barn. It just got done. It's brand new, a 40 by 84. Plenty of room for all your implements, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, storage of any kind for whatever you want to use it for. It could be used as an event space if someone wanted to use it for that. I mean, it is beautiful inside and out. It's a really cool addition to this property. And they also have a little greenhouse they put just out beside it too. And it's got water and electric to it. It's got a little mini fridge in there, a little sink. It's a really cool addition to the property as well. And that gives somebody the opportunity to grow plants here in Tennessee all year round. I just really can't think of a much better setup to live every day and just make a lifetime worth of memories with all your family and friends. Just a big space to really enjoy the summer days here in Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Dakota Eldridge, 11-time NFR Stevenson qualifier. You guys are watching Hayden Outdoors, Life on the Land, here on RFDTV.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Bank. Get out there. Introducing Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Get your own Hayden Outdoors branded gear for your life outdoors and more. Offering a variety of branded gear and apparel, from finely crafted clothing, handmade leather accessories, coolers, drinkware, hats, and more, from popular brands like Orvis, Big Frig, Tacticam, Cool, and more. So go to HaydenOutdoors.com, pick up your collection of Hayden gear, and join the stampede. Hayden Outdoors Mercantile, ride for the brand. Discover Lincoln County Elk and Wildlife, a prime 820-acre hunting paradise located just 10 miles south of Brady, Nebraska. Registered in the prestigious Unit 5 Elk Landowner Zone, this property offers incredible hunting opportunities for elk, mule deer, white-tailed deer, and turkeys. With 2 reliable water sources, established food plots, and proper management, the land supports thriving wildlife and recreational activities. Whether you're hunting or enjoying the stunning Nebraska landscape, this property is the ultimate outdoor destination. Looking to sell your land quickly? Hayden Outdoors offers online land auctions through our auction platform and mobile app. In just 45 days, we can list your property, design and launch a property marketing plan, and host an online auction through our proven online auction platform. Contact one of our land professionals today to learn more about land auctions at HaydenOutdoors.com. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.HaydenOutdoors.com.
Now we're headed west to Colorado to a property listed by agents Zach Visa and Dax Hayden, Strawberry Creek Ranch.
So Rob, as a real estate agent, I see why this is so special. The location, proximity to town, but tell me what's made this so special for your family and the memories that you guys have made here.
We've been on the ranch about 10 years now, and I think really for our family, there's so much to the ranch. It is an operation. If you're interested in financially helping it support the ranch, you got the cattle operation, you got the hay operation. If you so desire, you got a wedding venue, incredible wedding venue. You got incredible hunting out here. So, you know, not only is this ranch just incredibly beautiful, but it has lots to go with it, with the things I just mentioned. The location, I mean, when you're on the ranch, you just feel like you're surrounded out in the middle of nowhere of 2,000 acres, but yet, you know, you're so close. You're 5 minutes from Granby, you're 10 minutes from Granby Ski Resort, you're half hour from Winter Park Ski Resort. So you still have
having a restaurant in 5 minutes.
You could be at a restaurant, you know. And so I think it's really that variety that the ranch has given us, and we've been able to do so much with it.
We're also looking at a golf course in the distance and a ski resort. I don't know of many properties, let alone ranches or larger scale properties, that have access to all that and are neighboring really the ski resort. Tell me about the hunting. I was very surprised when you guys sent me all the pictures of wildlife that you guys have, the mule deer, the elk, pretty incredible animals that you guys have been able to harvest.
Yeah,
it's
been great. You know, our kids grew up here and just started, you know, when they were 12 years old and get to start hunting, and they really had it easy. When there's a residence herd here of about 100 head that are here every fall. They go up high during the summer, but they're back every fall.
Place lives a lot bigger than just 300 acres.
It sure does.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about all of that being the BLM, and it's pretty much in your backyard, you can do as you wish with it for the most part.
And if you keep going, you eventually hit Rocky Mountain National Park. If I don't,
you do. It's Rocky Mountain, and then there's some state land over on that side. So it really, other than Granby Ranch being adjacent on the south side of it, it's pretty much protected by you know, BLM or Rocky Mountain National Park or state lands.
How's the fishing? I mean, it's fun, little brookies, browns.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when this is going in early spring and the flows are good before they shoot off to the irrigation ditch, the flows are great, and some great little brookies. I mean, you know, it dies off as the summer goes, and we use all the water for irrigation. But that early spring, you definitely can get some good fishing, and also, you know, it's if you can make it to the Fraser River, which is easy to do, it's beautiful fishing there. You know, when we purchased the ranch, there was, I think, a couple weddings scheduled from the current owners, and we weren't too excited about having a wedding venue and people at the ranch, and we said we would honor those 2 or 3 weddings that they had, and you know, to be honest, it just snowballed, and within 2 or 3 years we had 35 weddings going on out here during the summer, and at first we weren't sure about it, but if you need that income, it's great. I mean, we weren't heavily involved in it. We made sure things were set up correctly and had people in place, so it didn't burden us a whole lot. And it's a great income stream, and you can do as much as you want. You know, lately we've kind of geared back a little bit more to anywhere from 8 to 10, 12 weddings a year instead of the 35. So you could take that where you want. If you wanted to, I'm guessing you could book 40 weddings out here.
Yeah, you could do winter weddings. You could do.
Yeah. One of the other things we love about the ranch is just the building sites. There's a number of building sites on the ranch. One of the building sites we're real near to it here in this area that gives you an amazing view of the ranch, and then
really private here.
Very private here, and the access to get here isn't horrible. And then another building site we picked out was kind of more off of the hay meadow that looked back and had a view of the big equestrian center and the old barn, but yet it also looked down into Strawberry Creek Draw there, so you could see the creek, see the elk, walk off your back patio and see the elk.
You know, you can do everything you can do on a 10,000 acre ranch that you can do here.
Yeah, I
but
think
also
so.
Be close to
Yeah. You know, within a reason of how many cows you want to run. You know, you could run, like I'd mentioned earlier, the number of cows, and you put up hay, and you could run the equestrian center. The opportunities really are just they're endless if you have that desire of whether it's the equestrian, whether it's the cattle operation, whether it's the wedding venue. It's whatever you want to do.
We'll be right back with more Hayden Outdoors, Life on the Land.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Have you heard the news? Because the largest and most aggressive land marketing plan just got bigger, and Hayden Outdoors is stampeding its way throughout the country with more advertising horsepower than ever before. Millions of dollars spent to bring buyers and sellers together through a marketing plan that's the cream of the crop, reaching millions of land buyers monthly, with over $5 billion in land sales over the last 5 years. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. The Frank story started when Billy Brenton learned quality Wyoming beef was not readily available to everyone at an affordable price. Billy's vision of Frank's Butcher Shop came to life to bring Wyoming-raised beef, cut straight from your personal butcher, fresh to your table. Visit franksbutchershop.com and take 25% off for subscribing and enjoy delicious, high-quality, dry-aged beef. Frank's, Wyoming-born, raised, and shipped from our door to yours. The Spires Ranch, a premier property located in Trego County, Kansas, is perfect for bird hunting, cattle grazing, and outdoor recreation. This stunning ranch spans nearly 1,600 acres with abundant water sources, including over 3.5 miles of Sand Creek and stocked ponds. It's home to whitetail and mule deer, turkeys, and upland birds. The ranch features new fencing, multiple outbuildings, and 2 homes, including a 2010 ranch-style home. Offering endless potential, the Spires Ranch is a unique opportunity for all. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com.
My history specific to the ranch would start a couple generations before me, actually. My great-grandparents would have come to Montana before the turn of the 20th century, and then they would have settled for good. I believe it was 1904 before there was a town or a railroad. I was born and raised on the headquarter ranch in Hobson, Montana with my parents and my brothers. So for 50 years, that was my mailing address. And here recently, Sarah and I have been able to expand to the next county over. It's across the mountain range. My parents, who are both doing quite well as my brothers and their families are both on the home place. And that would be ground zero for where all of my extended family would have established at one point or another.
I don't know too many folks that know their family history like Daryl does. You can hear the sense of pride in his voice as he shares his story. And now Daryl and Sarah's family are adding to that story and preserving it for future generations.
Daryl and I met back when I was 15 and had braces and curly permed hair. I've always been a ranch girl. So one summer, my dad and I were exporting a bunch of cattle to Japan, and we ended up in Hobson for 3 days, and it's hot and it's the end of the summer. And so at the end of the day, Uncle Wayne says to Daryl and his cousin, "Why don't you take these girls out and show them what you do in these small towns?" Because we're from the big town of Helena. So we went out, caught a raccoon, of course, and went to the lake, threw rocks and those kind of things. He went his separate way off to college, and I finished high school in separate towns. And I'd seen Daryl off and on at a few bull sales here and there, but starting in '94, he asked me out, and I said, "Well, yeah, I've got a test on Tuesday, but I think I can go to the bull sale with you in that afternoon." And so we ended up going to a bull sale, and his whole family was there. We talked bulls and went to dinner, and the rest is history. We were married 14 months later. It's great working with him day to day. I rely on him, I need him, and likewise, he probably feels the same about a few other aspects of the business as well.
It's either in your blood or it's not. I don't know what I would do otherwise. I mean, if I'm not dealing with the cattle, with the horses, with the land, I don't think it would be worth our time. The independence and freedom you get from working in rural agriculture is extraordinary. You get out of it what you put into it. And I don't think there's a better place to actually raise a family.
It's so refreshing to know that there's families like this still out there, still committed to taking care of each other and taking care of the land just because it's the right thing to do.
Just because we're grateful for what we get to do here on this land and on this corner of the earth. Give that back in the ways that you can.
I do believe The American spirit is absolutely still alive. We were raised to be who we are with the notion that you love what you do and do what you love, and it doesn't end up being work then. This is truly our passion. I have a passion for agriculture, a passion for caring for this land, a passion for creating an opportunity for the next generation, and that all goes without saying, caretaking the rangeland, the forage crops, and ultimately the livestock that we run to make those opportunities available.
Thank you to the Stevensons for having us out. And if you've got an event or story you'd like featured on Life on the Land, be sure to let us know, because it's genuine folks all across the country that make this such a special place to buy up some ground and live life on the land.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at haydenoutdoors.com.